See, Guttah Gas was after Guttah Boyz. Guttah Boyz was pre-Guttah Gas. So, late 2007, 2008 for sure, Guttah Boyz was a thing. Nevertheless, a dance crew, because them niggas used to have fucking flat tops and sidekicks around the neck and all that type of shit. But some of them was already good. But them niggas used to play for the fucking Kennedy Junior Cougars. I remember we scrimmaged them niggas. And we was the Oak Park Buccaneers. And them niggas used to be like just niggas hitting licks and shit. Cause I remember like them niggas used to hit licks. Them niggas used to have cars and shit in high school, nigga. I'm talking about coupes and shit. Lex coupes and shit like that. Scrapers and shit. So, and a lot of people knew that. But we scrimmaged them niggas. We went to Kennedy and scrimmaged them niggas. See, this before it was even like funk. And a lot of each other knew each other and all that type of shit. But it was like a little tension, you know. We was young teenagers and shit, so it's already egos and shit. But on top of that, you feel me? We scrimmaged them niggas. Them niggas beat us, whatever. But them niggas was somebody on our team, but not playing with us. They was sitting out. Them niggas ran through them niggas' bags, stole them niggas' chains and shit. So them niggas went in their bags looking for their chains and all that type of shit. Probably because somebody tipped them off and probably said they seen somebody by the bags or something. But them nigga, somebody stole our chains, nigga. See, them niggas had chains already. They was worried about chains and shit. Because they was hitting licks, so they had jewelry and all that type of shit. Somebody stole them niggas' shit, and them niggas started tripping. But it was just a big-ass argument and all that type of shit. It wasn't like nothing really ensued from that. But that's where like the tensions just was escalating and shit like that. But where it really kicked off, like I said, months ago, in the beginning of this shit, is because them niggas used to hang out with FAB niggas, the Guttah Gas niggas at the Lyro stations, hella shit. And them niggas from FAB, nigga took them niggas gun, nigga, before. Stripped them niggas, took their gun and shit. And the little ding, see, it was a thing called dingaling, and that was bitches though. Some bitches, the dingaling team, them bitches used to wear hella different color pants and all that type of shit. They was some G Parkway bitches. And that's something that Sac knew about. Like Sac had hella girl like cliques or whatever. I don't know if it was anywhere else, but it was in Sac for sure. But they used to be in Oak Park hanging out with niggas, even back then when I used to live in the P, even though being from the North, but I lived in the P, I lived everywhere. But it used to fuck me up because I'm like, what is these bitches doing over here? But, you know, bitches always, like, could be places, you know, where niggas at. And they was popping, so niggas was fucking with them bitches. But after all that shit, you feel me, them niggas, it was a party on Detroit. Feel me? And that's when Lil Rob got killed. But the thing about that party was like, shit just kicked off instantly. You feel me? Like they didn't even get in the party and really party or nothing. Like it just instantly went to shit and niggas started getting shot and Lil Rob got killed. And which Lil Rob is from Oak Park, 4th Avenue and all that type of shit. And like that's where everything just went to shit for the whole like especially in the South Side, like and then niggas just turned into gunplay, like in my era. Cause before that, like niggas was fighting and shit, getting into it, little shit, but that's just turned it into gunplay, like southbound, to my knowledge. You feel me? And that's something that's already been backed up on my old videos. That's Cause the nigga was there, well, I wasn't at the party, but a nigga was there outside around them times to know these things. But that was, like I said, that was Guttah Boyz. That's when they was calling themselves 1100 and all that shit. Money Team and all that shit like that. And a lot of niggas know this. Like, you had to be in juvenile hall, boys ranch, girls school, all that shit to like know these niggas and be around these niggas and shit like that, or had lived in the South. But once that shit happened, everything just went to shit. And, you know, motherfuckers told on dick and all that shit, which he did, which he ended up going to jail and getting manslaughter for, and he did like maybe 10 plus, 12, some shit like that, which he out now. But like after that, like parties was getting shot up left and right. Every damn near party a nigga go to, motherfucker throw was getting shot up. Niggas was getting shot in the party. People was getting killed and all that type of shit. But even like the death of Rob was so much of an impact because like motherfuckers was kids. He was 16, so I was 15. And like that was like the first nigga a motherfucker know that died violently in the streets as being a kid. So it was a lot of mixed emotions behind that shit. And he went to Grand High, on top of that Johnson, Sac High, all that shit. And he played for the Southside Vikings. So a lot of people knew this nigga. He was loved by a lot of people. So even niggas from the North, we'd be in the North and it'd be Grant versus Burbank and shit, which is Burbank at the South Sac school, so it'd be North versus South type shit. And nigga, even niggas from the Heights, nigga would be riding for Rob. Nigga, it was a big thing. He lived in the Heights, all the shit. And fucked with Manor niggas, so he was cool with a lot of people. He had a big impact, and that, like I said, it was a mixed emotions. That touched a lot of people because he like the first person that everybody damn near knew that died young violently. So if he was 16, I was 15, and anybody under him was younger than that and around that era. So that was a lot of mixed emotions behind that shit. But like as far as like Guttah Boyz, like all that shit, like just kind of dismantled they shit, cause like a lot of shit niggas start going to jail. Then they had a big war with the gun niggas, which they called themselves 10-5. They had a lot of shit just going back and forth, a lot of shootings and hella shit was happening, especially while I was in Boys Ranch. I was hearing all this shit. And a lot of them niggas start going to jail and all that type of shit. And they was just like a branch off of like Stars and shit like that. Like the little homies of Stars niggas type shit. But I say like 2000 and like maybe 12, 11, 12, like 11, 12 sometime. That's when niggas start calling it like Guttah Gas and all that shit. And then I guess it was based on like, you know, like niggas splitting up and shit. Cause the Guttah Gas niggas wasn't really cool with like some Star niggas. And it was just weird. Cause some of them niggas was from the same hood and all that type of shit. And niggas just, you know, it just start getting internal. As niggas start growing up, the beef just start getting internal within each other and niggas start splitting up. So that's like as simply as I can, you know, put that together. But that's where all this shit started, man. In the South. My age, my era is like when it started getting out of hand for the young niggas. Cause before that, it wasn't like cliques and shit really. Pre-Guttah Gas, pre-Guttah Boyz. So like I'm really like the first wave of like cliques growing up in my era. So I think we fucked it up for a lot of young niggas. that was to come after us, after the clicks and all that shit. But this is part one. Street Wars.